If you've ever wanted to Mamma Mia, now is the perfect time to give it a try. Just days ago, on October 24th, a bold court move in Italy hurled a challenge to a new law straight at the Constitutional Court. Could this be the spark that ignites a full reversal, or will Italy's severe restrictions of citizenship by descent remain permanent? Background. Earlier this year, Italy passed an emergency decree that went live on midnight, March 28th. And if you're pursuing Italian citizenship by descent, your dream may have died while you were sleeping. Unless you filed your citizenship by descent application before then. Everything has changed, and I mean everything. But there are some indications that things might not be as permanent as they seem. I'm Brad with Evolution Expats. Over the past decade, I've guided hundreds of clients through second residencies and citizenship pathways around the world. What Italy did just represents one of the most dramatic citizenship law changes we've seen in modern Europe, and it happened overnight with zero warning, through what's called an emergency decree. But here's what makes this story even more explosive. This might not be over. In fact, courts are now revolting against Law 74/2025, and if history is any guide, this could be the beginning of a legal battle that reshapes Italian citizenship law for generations to come. Stay tuned, because I'm going to explain why this law may not survive and what you need to do right now to protect your rights. If you want expert guidance navigating Italian citizenship or other complex immigration situations, I offer comprehensive consultations. The link is in the description. Next, we're going to break down exactly what happened this month and what it all means. But first, hit that subscribe button for the latest intelligence and expert analysis on citizenship changes happening around the world. Laws are changing fast, and the difference between knowing and not knowing can cost you a lifetime opportunity. On March 28th of this year, 2025, the Italian government enacted Decree Law Number 36. It's what's known as the Tajani Decree, named after the foreign minister who drafted it. It was signed by Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, several cabinet ministers, and Italy's president, Sergio Mattarella. It was published on Italy's official law journal the same day and became effective immediately. Here's what it does. It restricts Italian citizenship by descent, jus sanguinis, to just 2 generations and only under very specific conditions. Either your parent must have lived in Italy for at least 2 years or your grandparent must have been born in Italy. That's it. If you're a 3rd generation descendant, meaning your great-grandparent was the one born in Italy, you are now blocked. Your bloodline claim just hit a wall. And here's the provision that's devastating millions more. Your qualifying Italian ancestor must have held only Italian citizenship or held it exclusively when they died. If your Italian grandfather immigrated to America and naturalized as a U.S. citizen before 1992, you're likely blocked, even if you're only 2nd generation. This exclusive citizenship requirement wipes out countless legitimate claims. This hits hardest in the United States and Argentina, where massive Italian diaspora populations have been passing down citizenship rights for generations. We're talking about millions of people who believe they had a legitimate claim to Italian citizenship through their ancestry, and overnight, that path disappeared. Now, there is a grandfather clause, but here's the critical question. What does filed by March 27th actually mean? The decree protects applications filed to a court, consulate, or municipality by midnight, March 27th, 2025, the day before the decree went valid. These continue under the old framework, but does filed means you submitted your full application package, started the judicial process, had an appointment booked? The decree mentions 3 channels, but doesn't clarify the threshold. If you're unsure whether your application made the cutoff, you need expert legal guidance to assess your position. Now, here's the part most people don't know. Parliament locked this decree into permanent law 74/2025 back on May 28th, slamming the door shut harder than ever. The 60-day conversion window closed. There is no longer a temporary status for this decree. It's a permanent law. But explosive court referrals from Turin on September 17th and Mantua on October 24th are now blasting to the Constitutional Court. The battle to shatter these chains is igniting. Let me explain what's happening in the courts right now, because this is where the real fight is taking place. On July 31st, 2025, Italy's Constitutional Court issued ruling number 142, which reaffirmed that Italian citizenship by descent exists from birth, not from the moment paperwork is submitted. The courts confirmed that there were no generational limits in the law prior to March 28th, 2025. That ruling laid the groundwork for the challenge of Law 74/2025. Then, on September 17th of this year, 2025, the Court of Turin officially referred Law 74/2025 to the Constitutional Court arguing that it was retroactively stripping citizenship from individuals born under the old rules and therefore violates both Italian constitutional principles and European Union law. This was the first major challenge. Just weeks later, on October 24th, the Court of Mantua raised an even more aggressive constitutional challenge, specifically targeting how Law 74/2025 affects minor children. The Mantua court argued that the law violates Article 2022 of the Italian Constitution, which prohibits depriving anyone of citizenship for political reasons and creates an unconstitutional discrimination. This is a legal trend emerging across Italy. Judges are questioning whether Law 74/2025 can survive the constitutional scrutiny. And if the Constitutional Court rules against it, every pending case benefits immediately. We're looking at hearings in early 2026 with a final ruling unlikely before late 2026. Beyond Italy's Constitutional Court, there is also the possibility of a European Court of Human Rights challenge, but we're talking 2027 or beyond in that scenario. Minister Tajani also announced plans to centralize all citizenship applications into one office, but that office doesn't exist yet and will take years to become operational. Meanwhile, some consulates have already shut down booking systems without warning, creating chaos for applicants. So, who does this affect and who can still qualify? Let me give you real-world scenarios under the current law 74/2025. Scenario number 1. Your grandfather was born in Italy, emigrated to the United States, and your father was born in the United States. Under the new law, you still qualify because your grandparent was born in Italy. Scenario 2. Your great-grandfather was born in Italy. Your grandfather was born in the US. Your parent was born in the US. You do not qualify under the new law. Your line is cut off at the third generation. Scenario number 3. Your parent was born outside of Italy, but lived in Italy for 2 years as an adult. You qualify because your parent resided in Italy for at least 2 years. Scenario number 4. Your grandfather was born in Italy and emigrated to the United States, where he naturalized as an American citizen before 1992. Even if you're only second generation, you may not qualify due to the exclusive Italian citizenship requirement. This provision alone has devastated millions of legitimate claims. Now, let's talk about strategy. Preparation is always the best policy. Being informed is the way to protect yourself from surprises. And right now, there are very real legal challenges brewing that could overturn Law 74/2025. Here's why this law may not survive. First, there's the issue of retroactivity. Italy's Constitutional Court has repeatedly held that retroactive restrictions on citizenship rights violate fundamental legal principles. In a 2024 ruling, the court called non-retroactivity a foundational value of judicial civilization. Law 74/2025 essentially revokes citizenship rights for people who were born with a legitimate bloodline claim under the old law, exactly the kind of retroactive restriction the court has struck down before. Second, Italy has been here before. For most of Italy's history, citizenship could only be passed down through the male line. If your Italian ancestor was a woman who had children before 1948, those children couldn't claim citizenship for decades. Descendants fought this in court and lost repeatedly until 2009, when the court finally ruled in favor of equality. Today, tens of thousands have successfully claimed Italian citizenship through their female ancestors because of that ruling. Without those earlier generations fighting, none of this would have been possible. None of these claims would exist. So when I tell you Law 74/2025 might not survive, I'm pointing to precedent. Italy's courts have overturned discriminatory citizenship restrictions before, and constitutional experts believe that this law is on equally shaky ground. Here's what you need to understand about timing. If you are considering pursuing Italian citizenship by descent, and you think you might have a claim under the old law, you need to file now. By filing a court case now, while judges are actively challenging Law 74/2025, you position yourself to benefit immediately if the Constitutional Court rules in your favor. Your case becomes part of the constitutional challenge, even if your case doesn't meet the new criteria. Your filing preserves your legal position under the old law and locks you in before any new changes. Yes, there are risks, delays, legal costs, potential unfavorable rulings, but strategic action beats doing nothing. And even if you're not ready to file yet, gather your documents now. Birth certificates, marriage certificates, naturalization records, death certificates. All of the documentation to prove your Italian lineage. Because if the courts overturn Law 74/2025, you'll want to be ready to move fast. Getting apostille documents from multiple countries takes time. Watch our document hygiene playlist. We walk you through exactly how to prepare every document correctly the first time. Major organizations are fighting this. The National Italian-American Foundation has publicly expressed concern and is actively advocating for Italian-American families. AGIS, the Association of Consanguineous Jurists, and AUCI, the United Lawyers for Italian Citizenship, are both coordinating legal challenges. This isn't just individuals filing lawsuits. There's organized institutional pushback. Let me also acknowledge, if citizenship by descent is now off the table for you under Law 74/2025, it's not the end of your Italian dream. Italy offers citizenship through residence. Live there legally for 10 years, or 4 years with Italian ancestry, plus citizenship by marriage and naturalization pathways. Descent was the easiest path for most people, but it's not the only one. Believe me, I know. So, let's wrap this up. Italy made a dramatic overnight move with Law 74/2025 that crushed the dreams of millions of descendants worldwide. Parliament made it permanent in May, but this law faces serious constitutional challenges from Turin, Mantua, and many more courts to come. When Italy restricted citizenship through women, it took decades, but eventually the courts ruled in favor of equality. Rights believed to be acquired don't disappear without a constitutional fight. If you're affected by this, get informed, act strategically through the judicial route, and position yourself to benefit from whatever legal challenges come next. The courts are actively fighting this law right now. This is the moment to join that fight. If you need expert guidance navigating your specific Italian citizenship situation, or want a referral to experienced legal teams who understand constitutional challenge strategy, book a consultation. The link is in the description. Before you go, watch our document hygiene playlist. Whether you're applying now or preparing for future changes, having your documents in order is always step one, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss updates like this. Italian citizenship law is changing in real time, and the right information at the right time makes all the difference. The right information makes it all possible. I'm Brad with Evolution Expats, and I'll see you in our next video.